I've said it before and I'll say it again. Human beings live their lives according to rhythms and patterns. This is absolutely natural for us. We don't even have to think about it. Our morning routine, how we go through our days, where we get our coffee from, what we do before we go to bed, all of these things are patterns. Our holidays are all built around specific traditions, specific customs, rhythms, and patterns. And so it should come as no surprise to us that when we worship God, we do it according to rhythms and patterns. And it does not matter if you are a traditional church like the Orthodox Church that has a very structured liturgy, or if you're a non-denominational Protestant group that does things in a free-flowing way. If you spend enough time with these communities, you will always see a specific structure emerges in how they worship God, because this is just innate to human nature. And when we talk about the liturgical patterns of the Orthodox Church, we need to understand that these were not cooked up at random. It wasn't just about aesthetics or a preference this way rather than that way. It wasn't like some committee in 4th century Byzantium said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. They are not innovations. They are key elements in the life of God's people, very ancient patterns that we find in the scriptures themselves. A very important pattern we see comes to us in 1 Corinthians when St. Paul talks about the Lord's Supper, the mystical supper. He says, Jesus took bread, he gave thanks, blessed it, he broke it, and he gave it to his disciples and apostles. And anytime we see Christ presiding over a meal in the Gospels, they frame it in the same pattern. Jesus takes bread, gives thanks, blesses, breaks, and gives it. This is a scriptural pattern. It is a pattern for us that we build our worship around. So if you think about the divine liturgy, that second half of the service, the liturgy of the faithful, the liturgy of the Eucharist, this is the pattern that we follow. In the great entrance, we take bread and place it on the altar. In the Eucharistic prayers, we give thanks for the bread and the wine. We bless it in what is called the epiclesis, the calling down of the Holy Spirit upon the Eucharistic gifts. We break the bread and we share the cup in Holy Communion. Eastern Orthodoxy has some 300 million adherents throughout the world. It covers so many places and countries and continents. Now, when we consider our over 2,000-year history, how many cultures, how many backgrounds, and one of the ways that we are all united is in this same pattern that we do over and over again, every Sunday and every holy day. We take bread, we give thanks, we bless it, we break it, and we share it. That is a life-giving pattern given to us by Christ through the Holy Spirit. And when you see so many people across the generations, from so many parts of the world, doing the same thing, embracing its value, understanding its life-giving nature, that's a very good indicator. That's something we need to pay attention to as well. As we hear in the liturgy, let us attend, because the holy things are for the holy people of God.